سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allah's peace and mercy be upon you. Welcome once again to your show, The Deen Show, where in this section, Mailbag, we look to address your questions and concerns regarding Islam and the Muslims. Today's question, the questioner asks, how can someone be 100% sure that Islam is the true religion? Excellent question. And they give a doubt, a concern, when there are so many other religions claiming that their religion is the only one. And I'm sure that this questioner, this person is not alone. That there are many who wonder and would love to know, to have a criterion that makes it absolutely clear as they question 100% sure that Islam is the truth. So that this way, if I have that criteria set for me, if I have that standard, I can be sure to whether I compare any religions that I could know for a fact which one is the correct religion and which one isn't. And the result of that should absolutely be that the person then makes that right choice of accepting the correct religion and looking to live their lives accordingly. How can you be 100% sure? Well, let's put it to you like this. Firstly, you have to have an open mind. Because if you in yourself have made up your mind, no matter what proofs and evidence a person presents to you, no matter what proofs and evidence that the Almighty God Himself also presents to you, that He shows you of signs and miracles, it may not make a difference to you. And I say this because if we look and we'll see that this is the historical case within the Quran and even within the Bible with Pharaoh. We see that the Almighty had through His prophet Musa alayhi salam, may Allah's peace be with him, show him miracle after miracle after miracle. And did Pharaoh become the believer and follower of Moses that we would have had expected him to be and to become? On the contrary, we see that he continued to rebel and to war against Moses and to war against the believers who followed Moses and ultimately warring against God Himself. And that's why even after he saw miracle upon miracle upon miracle, and one of those great miracles which the scholars in Islam tell us about, actually, is when the sea was split. That when Moses split the sea with his staff, of course, a miracle by Allah's permission, by Allah's will, by Allah's might. When Pharaoh from way behind saw this, he was so deluded. He said to his people who were with him, look and see how the sea also splits asunder at my coming. And so, if a person is fully convinced of something, they're not going to see anything else. They're not going to accept or recognize. So that's the first thing. If a person, on the other hand, is a seeker of the truth, and I like that term, that they are truly looking for the truth, they are truly seeking the truth, they are a student of knowledge, then there are criteria by which we can look at to see what we're talking about that can make Islam stand apart so that a person can be 100% clear and sure. The first of them is clarity. And we're talking about clarity on many different levels, but the most important of them is God Himself, Allah. The one that is the object of our love, of our admiration, of our respect, of our obedience, of our worship. In Islam, we don't have God being represented in some type of a physical form or shape, in some way being represented in a painting, in a drawing, in a sculpture. Not at all. There is nothing like Him. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, as the ayah says in Arabic, as the verse says. There is nothing like Him. But the beauty is that in the Quran, Allah, the Exalted, tells us about Himself. He teaches us who He is through His most beautiful names, His most sublime and perfect names. And at the same time, His perfect attributes. So when He tells us through His beautiful names, His 99 beautiful names, who He is, we also understand from those names His attributes. For example, Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. We know that that is His name, the most merciful, and that the quality that we understand of Allah from His beautiful name is that perfect, sublime, absolute quality